This will be a special video. We were invited to a temple stay by a monk himself. He also drove us around, took us to tea house, took us to have lunch with him, and then to his temple. So stay tuned for this episode. It's gonna be awesome, it's gonna be interesting, it's gonna be crazy. just I will show you. The monk also just brought us for lunch with his quite a nice looking car, which is really interesting. So let's have some lunch before we go to the temple.
네.
요거 해가지고 카메라.
This place is interesting. They have the kimchi box just on the table. You can just take as much as you want. You don't have to go and ask. It's just here.
나도 지금.
어디까지?
같이.
This is our host today.
요리 볼 수 있네.
네. 안 돼요. 저는 아니잖아요.
First dish is in. It's called mung bean pancake. The one we also had at the market in Seoul. It's crunchy. Today is a little bit cloudy, so it's a perfect day. Professional. The main dish, soba noodles. So this place is also known for their soba noodles and kalguksu. I really wanted to eat soba because I've been waiting for it, so here it goes. Let's try.
야나 요거 넣어야지 이거.
There's a small bowl with onions and radish that you also have to put into the broth that you later mix, and then you dip the noodles inside. Fried seaweed. You also have to dip in, mix, and then enjoy. 맛있어요?
예.
많이 먹어요. So let's follow this with the mung bean cake. This is ideal for a rainy day, cloudy day. It's crunchy, it's fried, perfect match. The whole area behind me, this all belongs to the monks. You can see all the fields where they grow rice. Here they have barley. And this huge mountain that you cannot see, it's covered in the fog right now. This is just next to one of the biggest and most important temples called, I can't remember, I put the name in the link, but this whole area is for the monks, and it's so nice here. Actually, it's my second time here. First time I was on a sunny day, this time it's more cloudy, but this again, I like this kind of weather. So let's move on. And thanks for the monk for taking us for a ride, showing us around, so it's cool. Before we reach the temple, we need some tea. You always need some tea with the monk together. Wow, the inside of the building is so amazing. Love this tea house already. Before we're gonna have some tea, let's explore the tea place. This is the ultimate tea place. You have the beautiful garden outside, and then every room here is just so amazing. And I'm talking too much, just let me show you. This is one of the tea rooms on the first floor. It's not in use at the moment, but here's the place you can just sit down. Next up, let's go upstairs. Just arrived to the second floor. Cool to have some old electronics here, old typewriters. Oh, look at this. This is a phone, but it looks like a vacuum cleaner shape. Old vinyl player, old TV, Gold Star. Gold Star, by the way, nowadays is Samsung. So this is the beginning of Samsung. And this is the second tea room on the top floor. Of course, they have traditional that you can sit on the floor. Plus, they have also normal table that overlooks the garden and also the mountain I mean, isn't this amazing if you can sip your tea, look at this view, and then go to a temple stay? It's gonna be a day full of relaxation and new experiences. This tea place is beautiful, but the tea is a little bit different here. Korean way is to invigorate your body, so they have different fruits, dried berries inside of the tea. This one is 100% dates, so it's thicker but should heal the body. It's delicious, it's so sweet naturally. It's a bit thicker, it's more like a kind of like a porridge, but it's good. They also have tea treats with us, so one of them is also dates with a little bit of seaweed powder in, makes it gelatine. And the other one is dried persimmon. Let's try this one first. People around are talking about my face right now. It's just a bit funny. No, the dates and the seaweed. So soft. It just dissolved in the mouth. So we made it close to the temple, but now we have to also climb up from the parking lot to the temple. So look at the road.
Yeah.
이걸 사람들이 그래 좋아해.
If you can hear, but there's a stream just next to the path, and it really adds to the experience. You're in the middle of the forest and the mountain, you have the stream. This is the place to be, away from the city noise, away from everything. Relax, relax. Oppa. We made it. We're here. We're at the temple. So we just arrived. First thing we have to do is come to the temple, give our prayers. Right now, this room where we are, this building, this is meant for praying, and this is kind of the heart of the temple. And the surrounding buildings are where you stay overnight. There's a kitchen, there's a changing room, and which is also really cool. The specific monk has written so many books, all the books, for example here you can see, he wrote everything. And also first time we saw him, we were also here together with Kayong's mom. He gave me a gift, also one of the books, I still have it. So it was also a special moment back then. Just put it inside.
꺾어. 그래 됐어. 손주 봐달라고.
네.
여기 기도를 많이 하셨어. 자 들어가.
와. I think I have to explain why we got invited by the monk to his temple stay. So see, Kayong's mom has been volunteering and helping this monk for the past 20 years. And her mom is also a devoted Buddhist. And when Kayong moved to Germany, her mom was obviously worried. So she came to the monk, told her worries so she could feel a bit better. And then when we first came to Korea, we also met the monk so her mom could get some peace and feel better. You could imagine the first experience for me was like, we are going where? We're meeting who? And also luckily her mom felt so much better afterwards. And then now on our trip this time, he heard that we are back in Korea. So he contacted Kayong's mom and said, hey, let them come over and let them stay at my temple for a night. So this is how we ended up here. So the day is now starting. There are soon also other people coming. I don't know what's happening in the evening. What are we gonna do? When we arrived, we said our prayers. What's gonna happen next? I don't know, but in the meanwhile, let me show you around the temple, explain you the history of the temple and also some of the buildings that are here. Careful. This bamboo path we are on right now is leading us to the old temple site. So the temple here where we're staying today is centuries old. Like it's over 500 years old. The area that we are staying is a new area, and then it used to have a temple here that was known for making paper, because paper back then was something really difficult to make, and the monks here, they mastered this. But over the years, like this old temple was all burnt down or was not taken care of, so it was kind of destroyed. And then later on in the same area here, they built a new temple where the current monk is living here. He is living alone though. So everything around me is the old temple ruins that was unfortunately destroyed, what we just found out, by the Japanese invasion in the 1500s. And yeah, everything was destroyed, as many things in Korea back then during the Japanese invasion back then. Many things were destroyed, many temples, many palaces. This one also, even though it's like so far up in the mountains, all gone. There are a few buildings all spread around. When people come here, obviously men and women have to stay in separate buildings. The first one where we are is gonna be for the men. It's quite simple, as you can see. It's just big empty rooms. We're gonna later have mattresses on the ground, and everybody will be sleeping here at one place. I think behind this door there might be a bathroom. Oh no. So behind this room you can see it's private room. Oh, but what is nice, I can feel the floors are warm. This building also has this typical Korean floor heating. There's a fireplace under the floor and you put wood there and then warm it up, and then slowly the whole building gets really warm, and it's a really good system. So anyways, let's check second room. There's a bathroom, there's a washing machine. So like all the modern conveniences inside of the building. And then this is how the buildings get warmed. You build a fire here, it warms the whole building from the floor. This is like old school floor heating.
사람들이 계속 많이 사고 이런다더라고요.
프라이팬에 볶는 게 아니고 이제 좀
그러니까요.
기계를 저는
샀어요?
아니 공고생이라서 만들거든요.
아, 만들었어요?
이거 띄우고.
말이 버튼가 있는데 그거 원하는 사람은
여기는 뭐예요?
이거는 이제
많아요.
아, 직접 만드셨다는 거야.
Ah.
이거 좀 깔아놓지.
아, 네. 그 3층에 거기에 이제 하니까 수없이 내려가지고 아니 그때 이거 이렇게 초창기
So this building you saw before, when we arrived, we had to do our bowing. So this is one of the biggest temples, the main temple here, where all the praying goes on. The second place you saw us is when you go up the small hill here. You can see the small building over there. This is a mini temple where you can also do your praying. There are several temples that are spread out, and then you can either choose which one you're gonna go. So there probably you go if you're alone, and this bigger one you go when you have more people. Just for over there is where the monk itself lives. So when he came here 40 years ago, there wasn't nothing here, there was no house. So he came here, he built a really basic house. He lived really low-key life. Then later on, over the years, the house was built for him. He built the house. All the other buildings were set up here. And then now it's a really tranquil place, or also another way you can say this is a place for people who gather here, who know someone, and then have some drinks in a temple. So like I said, it's a really weird combination what's happening here right now. It's not your classic temple stay. It's a bit bizarre, I have to say. So Gayong's mom kind of, I don't know, I think we have to blame her. But let's see, it's totally different temple stay that you would normally expect. So even the monk had a drink.
너무 많이 변했어. 뭐 통도사가 변했다고 해야 되나, 통도사가 발전했다고 해야 되나. 그런 그 인터넷 치면 나와 판비랑 소.
This temple stay is not what you would expect from a normal temple stay. When you go to a bigger place where you have all the monks running around, where you have specific schedule, maybe this one is a private temple stay. This is only with invitations. And also all the guests just arrived. You can see some people behind me. We were sitting around the table, and then normally we would think if you're in a temple there wouldn't be any alcohol. So it was like bringing the local drinks that are brewed here. People were sitting around the table drinking, enjoying. And yeah, I think this temple stay is gonna be a little bit different what you would expect from a normal one that you've seen before. So let's see where it brings us later. Many of the Ajushis that are here, the older guys, the other guests, one of them has gone to Himalaya, to the Mount Everest base 13 times. We are surrounded by interesting people on an interesting day with some interesting music around us. Dinner time. It's gonna be quite simple: vegetables, rice, maybe something more, but let's see. Let's start fresh. This is Korean spring herb. Dip it into some sauce and
지금 영어를
this herb must be healthy. It's left me a bitter taste in my mouth. So. This is bamboo. Let's try this.
이거는 곰치거든요.
Interesting. It tastes a little bit like corn, just a little bit. Young, fresh, bamboo.
이게 먹기가 좋다 않습니까?
Wiggle.
아 이게 있구나. 맛도 있네.
진짜 쑥향이 쑥이 많이 들었다. 향이 맡으세요.
어느 정도로 재물이 쌓이게 되면은 내가 어떤 직위를 얻고 싶다.
You also might wonder, who is this monk that invited us over? He's the real deal. He went to a big temple when he was 13 years old, so he separated from his family on his own will. He went to the big temple, one of the most famous ones, and studied there. In this temple he was thought by back then really famous monk in Korea. Over the years he gained a lot of experience, of course, but at the same time he also gained a lot of popularity. So all the big names who visited the monks, who wanted to get some peace in mind, and there were many like CEOs, there were many politicians, and also the same thing is with him. He's really well known in the CEO realm. Many CEOs know him and they also come to him. Many politicians come to him. They think because he went to the temple on his own that he can be trusted. So he hasn't failed life like many other monks who maybe become monks after something happened in their lives in the later stage. But he did it on his own. He studied everything. He has his own point of view of life. So everybody trusted him. He himself lives a really low profile life. He doesn't spend any money. He just gets it and lives with the money that people gave him. We just finished the dinner number 2, because the first one was seafood and we thought it was the main one, but then rice came out and now it seems it's gonna be the evening. It's already 8, so you can imagine it's so dark around the mountains, but the mist is getting lower and lower, and now the air is filled with mist. But on the other hand, it's so quiet now. You cannot hear anything except the people. Time to sleep. Good morning. It's now 7:30 in the morning. We woke up at 6 for a temple, not too early, but as I said, this is a private temple owned by one monk, and I have to say this was a temple stay like no other. You will not experience any place like this. I have to say it was interesting. It's not like your classic, you go to the temple, you have to sleep at 9 or 10 and wake up early in the morning. No, here basically we slept our own time, woke up approximately 6 or 7, having breakfast, tea, but the evening was interesting. I felt like the people who came here, they searched out this specific place, so they come here, they can relax, get some positivity from the monk, and then just enjoy their lives, just also eat whatever they want, drink whatever they want. And it was completely different and also so far away from my normal expectations. Maybe we have to try a different temple stay as well, but I think I will remember this temple stay forever, for sure.
어서 오세요.
지금 기다리다가 이제 누룽지를 안 줘가지고 이거 먹어.
우리 아우이 이걸 완전 설명을 하러 가. 우리
Right now the monk is showing us one of the books. This old temple published here long time ago, so this book is ancient.
야또 귀중한 이게 이 부분이 바로 뭐냐?
You know what? This book that he's showing us is 470 years old. So old. But it also looks so fragile. The pages are so thin. Okay, we're seeing an actual relic.
자, 요가로 500년 됐다는 기록이라.
This shows this book is 470 years old and then it's published from this temple.
사람들은 감탄을 어떻게 이렇게 각을
The sun is out means it's not morning anymore. So it was all nice. Everything's done, but we need to go now. Our crazy adventure is over. The monk just brought us back to Ulsan so we could go home. He brought us back with his own car. It was super luxury, but this is definitely an experience to remember forever, for a long time. Oh, I'm tired because there was no bed, it was just the ground. You sleep on the ground. It was a bit hard. But also one teaching from the monk, as he's a little bit different. So what I learned from him, he said like, don't care about others, just be yourself, do whatever you want. Simple learning from him. So I think it's really good to take from him that just be yourself, don't care about others, just do your own thing. But with this teaching, I would say it's time to end this video. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and everything in between, and we see you next time. Ciao.